Hey guys, I wanted to jump on today and get a quick brew review done. I'm out actually in the shop doing some work in the brewery. Got some updates, so I was gonna go through some of that with you. It's 26 degrees out here, so it ain't gonna be very long. So freezing my butt off, but it is what it is. So I don't have the heat on out here right now because I'm only been out here now 15, 20 minutes, just kind of getting things set up. So I've got a brew day coming up this week with Matt at Rec Brewing. We're going to do a kettle sour together, so I wanted to make sure everything was set to go. But also, I've got a ton of beers that have been sent in by Nate under the table Brewing and Matt also. So I got to do some brew reviews. So I thought I'd knock two of them out, two things at one time. So this is Celebration-ish. I didn't quite hit the mark, but it's still pretty tasty. A lovely little IPA with Centennial and Cascade. Missed the color, ABV, and didn't use fresh hops. So 7.1 ABV. So we'll get into this. This is one that I know Nate and I talked about a little bit on Discord there a while back. Let me get a pour on it. Definitely one that I wanted to try here. Well, it's a good looking beer, mate. Nate, that is crystal clear. I think this was, looks like it's pretty darn clear. I'll leave the end off there. I want to get a nice shot of this because that is, man, look at the clarity in that. That's beautiful, Nate. I want to say he brewed this back November time, I think, somewhere in that range. Nate, if I'm wrong, you can let me know. So, oh, I love the smell. That's a great smell. You get that Cascade and Centennial right off the front. You get that piney, that nice hop pine malt in the background. That's an awesome smelling beer. All right, sláinte, guys. Oh, that's awesome, Nate. That's nice hop bitterness there, just like you'd expect out of a celebration beer. I believe it's the Sierra Nevada is what he was shooting for there with celebration, but man, that's so clear. Let's see if I can get close enough. Nice carbonation streaming up from the bottom. Some nice clear bubbles. Man, that's a great beer. Maybe a little bit of grapefruit rind in there, maybe coming out of that Cascade or Centennial. Definitely some pine. You know, a little of that citrus out of those two. Yeah, but that's a nice IPA. That's I'd be proud as heck if I brewed something like this, Nate. That's an awesome beer. So thank you very much. I think 6 or 7 to go through to do reviews with this, so I wanted to go through. And this was the first one I wanted to do today. So it's a great celebration day. It's actually 10 years today that I've been living in this house. 5 years ago, actually 6, excuse me, 6 years ago. This week, this is President's Week, so it's February break starting for us as teachers. So it was 6 years ago that I started homebrewing. So I thought this would be perfect celebration beer for that, kick off the week. So can't believe how fast time goes by. So when my daughter was born, someone told my wife that the days are long, but the years are short. And isn't that a true statement? So enjoy every day, good, bad, ugly, whatever it is. We're here. We're on the right side of the ground. Enjoy a homebrew. Enjoy friends. Enjoy family. So not to get too into the woods with it, but just enjoy the guys in the Brew Tubers group. You've been an awesome group of friends. So if you haven't gone yet, brewtubers.com. Join the club. Unbelievable group of people. Got people joining all the time, so you don't have to feel like I'm brand new and I don't know anybody. It's a bunch of new people jumping in all the time. So if you haven't done so, jump in there. Again, brewtubers.com. Check it out. We just have gone through our second meeting just last, I guess it was last Friday. So a week ago. So only the third meeting coming up. Still lots of space for people to jump in. Lots of exciting things coming up. So jump in if you haven't done so. And again, sláinte, you guys. So I also want to do a couple of updates on what I got going out in the brew house. So I'm not sure how much of this you can see. I know down below here there's a little bit that you can't see. So this is the Blickman Tower Power. I bought this secondhand off of Bradley at the Portly Gentleman. He was nice enough to just let this go. So got it for a real reasonable rate. And thanks, Bradley. I really appreciate that. It's got a Riptide. I know you can't see that at the bottom. It's got a Riptide pump on it. So I've been doing a recirculation and basically just using, basically just brewing the bag. So just a brew bag goes in the pot. I recirculate through. I'm kind of ripping off a claw hammer. So I bought a top for the pot. So it's got a cam lock fitting on it. And then this is actually goes on a pressure washer, but it creates a nice little spray. It doesn't create the same spray you see on the claw hammers ones, but it does the same basic function, and it sprays it out, does a nice job over the top. The problem I've been running into is this is a 10-gallon pot. The spray comes in there pretty good, but you can adjust it to the Riptide. But you're constantly having to play with the amount because I'm not sparging, I'm doing full volume mashes. So being a 10-gallon pot, I'm going into like 4 3/4 batch sizes because I ferment in kegs, and they're 5-gallon kegs. So I try to keep it down just a little bit. But even with that, anything that's a little bit higher ABV, if you're starting to push like the 1060 range, we start running into problems with the size of the mash tun here. And it's not just the mash tun. The other thing is that doesn't drain through this as quickly as I'd like it to see to keep that. So I'm constantly playing with trying to get the volumes correct. So the amount that drains out the bottom goes through the pump and then back through the top. So it doesn't start to overflow from the amount that's draining from the bottom. So you're going back and forth with it. Then these work good, but it's kind of a pain having to clean these things and take it out in the hose. And like I said, it's 26 degrees out here right now. So I'm not taking a hose outside to do anything with this. So I'm having to take it in the house, and it's kind of a pain in the butt with it. So one upgrade that I decided to go to was I picked up a basket. So I just got this. So I just picked this up. Actually, I've been looking for quite a while for something like this. It's basically, again, it's the claw hammer. It didn't come from them. I actually found this on Walmart's website, if you believe it. I don't know why in the world Walmart has it, but it is 13 inches across in diameter by 13 and a half, I think. So it fits really nice into this 10-gallon batch, or 10-gallon kettle, excuse me. So the premise is going to be, obviously, grains go in here. I'll recirculate through it. Hopefully it drains through this a little bit better, and then use it as a recirculation system as it goes through. Now, if I want to get to a point that I want to do, say, a bigger batch, I've got a lager coming up soon that I want to do, and I really enjoy it. I want to do a double batch of it. Well, I can't do that in this. And another brew tuber, Dave at Big Dog Brewing, just picked up a Anvil Foundry. So he had a kettle that was similar to this, but it was bigger. And so I asked him if he'd be willing to trade, or actually let go of this. So I bought this secondhand. So this is a 15-gallon kettle compared to the 10-gallon. So I'm ripping off a bunch of people here, just so everybody understands. This isn't anything that I came up with. So I'm ripping off Blickman and Clawhammer. So I apologize, guys, but you guys have great designs, so I'm stealing your ideas. So what I'm going to do is, on typical single batches, a normal brew day that I'm going 4 3/4, it'll be just like this. So top goes on top of this. I've got hose comes out, runs through the pump, up through the system here, and then back into the top and recirculates through. Great. Bigger beer. I just did a Black is Beautiful. That's obviously that's more of that imperial range. I want to do a double batch of a lager, something along those lines. Well, how do I do that? So I'm going to basically rip off again the Brew Easy from Blickman. So what I'm going to do, I'll show you real quick, is this. So I'm going to swap kettles. So this is going to come back into this. Got a grate that happened to be sitting around. It was left over. I think it was for the oven, microwave, something like that. I'm just going to sit on top of this. This guy's going to go on top of this. Picked up a new cam lock, just a 3-foot piece of hose with a 90 on it. And this is going to go in the front. Lock that down. This hose just going to come around the back. So it's going to drain out from the top into this kettle, and then back down through the bottom, back up through the pump, back through the system, back to the top. So it's going to recirculate through. So now I've got a 15-gallon boil kettle, and I've got a 10-gallon mash tun. So I'll be able to do a much larger batch size if I want to do a double batch, or I've got a buddy of mine that comes over from time to time, and we'll brew up a double batch, and I'll let him take half and I take half. So now I have the actual ability to do this. So, and then what I've got is, typically I just use this, just a little winch here over the top, I'll grab this. I got a little hook up over the top. You probably can't see it. Grab onto that screen that's in there. Pull it up. Let it drain out. Let all of that drain out into the kettle. Pull this off the top of it. It sits right there, and I've got my kettle ready to go. And it's a 15 gallon. So I could go, somewhere in that range of 12, 13, 14 gallons. We'll be pushing the edge of it to be able to go through and try to do those a little bit larger batches. So that's the new system that I'm going to be going to. Majority of my brews probably will all happen in this. I will obviously update or obviously go over to this one when I do a double batch or something like that. So now it offers me the flexibility to do both. I don't have to use 2 vessels if I don't want to. I can go with a single vessel and just use this, like I have been up to this point with just the screen, the new update with that. Or I can use both vessels, and I can use this as a mash tun and this is my boil kettle. So hopefully that works out for me. Actually, Tuesday with Matt is going to be my first run through with this. I'm only going to use this because we're doing a kettle sour. It's just a typical 5 gallon batch, so I won't be able to do this. Our kettle sour, I think we're targeting 1040, 1045, so it'll fit into this system without a problem. Just what are we using? Pills and wheat, just a 50-50 blend of those two, and we're going to do a kettle sour of that, so it shouldn't be an issue fitting into that. Then later this week, I'd like to do that lager, like I said, and I want to do a double batch of that and have 2 kegs of it and just let one lager for a while I'm drinking the other one. So just a kind of a quick update. I want to do a brew review. This is still got some nice, look at the nice little lacing still there. Still got good carbonation coming up through. Great clarity. Man, this is an awesome beer. Thank you very much, Nate. Great on a cold day. We've raised a whole degree and you're up to 27 degrees. So, but just wanted to pop in and say hello and get a homebrew Wednesday on a Sunday out. It's kind of seeming like what a lot of them are like right now. I got a second job on top of my typical job. It takes up my Saturdays with brewing and stuff and everything else going on. Don't have a lot of time to get a lot of videos out. So Sundays have kind of seemed like the day that I can take a few minutes, get a homebrew Wednesday out. I typically post it this afternoon or Monday or something like that. So sorry it's not on a Wednesday, but still trying to get a video out a week or every 2 weeks. So all right, guys, I've rambled on for 12 minutes, which is probably about 7 minutes longer than I planned on going. So hope everybody's having a great one. Hope you all are staying warm. Those guys in the south, some of those pictures make me jealous as heck. We've got 18 inches of snow on the ground in western New York and got another foot coming between Monday night and Tuesday. So fun times living in New York, but we all make choices, right? So again, brewtubers.com. If you haven't checked it out yet, check it out. Become a member. Great group of guys. All kinds of information out there. You can join into Discord. Just have a great time learning from new guys that are brewing. All guys that have been there for years. People have just started. All kinds of different ability levels. So if you haven't done so, make sure you check it out. Hope everybody has a great week. Thanks again, Nate. Sláinte. We'll talk to you guys later.